Welcome, it's Mike Newton back in the swing studio here. We've got another shaft head-to-head comparison here. I've been asked on my channel, just following on the last shaft video analysis I did, which I'll put a little link up to there. You can go and have a little quick check of that one out. But somebody's asked me to do a little head-to-head between the two KBS shafts. So we've got the KBS Tour 120 in stiff, okay, so 120 gram stiff flex KBS Tour, against the KBS Tour C-Taper 120 in stiff. Okay, so we've got two shafts here the same weight. They're both 120 in grams. One's the KBS Tour, one's a Tour C-Taper. So the C-Taper one is the stepless shaft here. It's in that like quite nice little funky sort of silver metallic sort of finish really, which looks quite nice. Two shafts doing promoting two different ball flights really. The KBS Tour is a mid to high trajectory ball flight, okay, where the C-Taper is promoting more of a low to mid trajectory. So maybe trying to fine tune this and slot this into your specific game here. Some guys, you know, naturally hit the ball higher, some naturally hit it a little bit lower. Depends also on the golf courses you play at. Sometimes the windy golf courses, some guys want to try and get this ball flight down, so they possibly might be more into this sort of C-Taper sort of option. So what I'm really going to do here, I'm going to these are off my Mizuno DNA fitting system here. So I'm going to put the JPX-900 Tour head on these. So I'm going to have the same head on these. These shafts are both 1/2 inch longer, both stiff flex, which is my sort of spec. The head's 2 degrees upright. We're going to hit a couple of shots or batch of shots with each shaft on GC2 with HMT. So we're going to just really look at launch. We're going to look at backspin, and we're going to look at peak height, and let's see if there's a difference between these shafts, which was what was sort of, or what they're suggesting they're doing, this low to mid, this mid to high. So we should hopefully see some different sort of peaking out of the heights here between the two shafts, and maybe just see if there's something that might suit your game, or maybe for you to go and prompt you to go and test and get fitted for. Okay, so we're going to start with the KBS Tour first, the 120. Okay, we'll hit a batch of shots with that. I'm going to hook it into the 900 head, and we'll come back shortly. Okay, so KBS Tour, okay, in the JPX-900 head. Okay, this is a 6-iron hitting here, so I've put myself out 188 yards from a green on the simulator here. Okay, so we're going to hit a batch of shots with this. I'll give you a little bit of feedback on the feel of it, if I can feel anything between the two. That's a nice opening shot there. I hit that really well. That felt great. Okay, 179 carry there. Take that shot any day. Okay, ball speed 123, spinning at 4,800, that one. Okay, another one. Remember, this is the KBS Tour, so this is the mid to high trajectory it's promoting. Okay, a little bit toe with that one. Didn't quite get that as good as the first one. Still hit the green though, 182 carry. 124 ball speed. Spinning 4.8. Again, very similar numbers there, to be honest. Okay, that's another go. Yeah, I struck that well. Again, just hitting the green there, which is good. Carrying that around 181. Ball speed 125, a little bit quicker again. Spinning at 5.4, 5,400. Okay, one more. Good shots, we're all over it there. Yeah, good shot like that. Carried 179, ball speed 125, spinning at 5,400 again. Okay, I'm just going to hit one more. Oh, that was a bad one. Gonna hit another one, getting rid of that. That was an absolute awful strike. I nearly missed that. Okay, so we'll delete that one. That was a real shocker. Strike's a little bit pushy, that one. Probably drop off a little bit shorter. Yeah, just missed the sort of green. Fraction is the right. 123 ball speed. Spinning at 5,500. Okay, so I get rid of that other one. I nearly missed that. That's an absolute awful strike. That's more me than anything. That was a very, very solid feeling golf shaft there. We'll delve into some numbers a little bit more detail in a bit. I'm just going to switch this over and put the C-Taper shaft in now. We'll hit a batch of shots, then we'll go and have a look at some numbers in a bit more detail. Right then, so I've just switched the shaft over. So I've now got the KBS Tour C-Taper 120 back in the JPX-900 Tour head. Okay, first thing that really stands out, I said this in my previous video when I did a shaft comparison. I think it was this against a lightweight option, I think it was at the time. The feel is massively different. It stands out like massively to me there as I pick it up. Both exactly the same weight of shafted. They're both 120 grams. Okay, but this just feels heavier. Okay, but where I'm feeling it is definitely into this part of the golf club under the handle. All the weight seems to be under the handle. The head feels a lot lighter because the weight's here, but it just feels, I pick it up, it's like, oh, blimey, there's a lot of weight under that handle there. And it's interesting that because they're both the same weight, but obviously distributed maybe differently here. But it's a massive difference in feel there. I'm not sure if I like that or not. So let's see if the numbers say anything different. Okay, so first shot with the C-Taper. Yeah, that wasn't a great strike. That was a little bit heavy, a bit toey it felt. That's dropped off a little bit short and right. 171 carry, 117 ball speed, spinning at 4,400. Quite a bit of a drop off there. Okay, let's give it another go. Definitely feel the difference of that weight. Yeah, I struck that better, but again, I've just struggled to feel where the head was there, to be honest. I've just, again, left that a little bit open. 173 carry, 122 ball speed, spinning at 5,400. The strike was better there, but let's see, yeah. Yeah, again, I've just leaked that right. Just struggling to maybe square the club face up there. I don't know where it is. Right? That's 123 balls spinning at 6,000. That one. Again, not feeling that at all. Just it was straight to goal shot, but I caught that a little bit heavy. Strike wasn't ideal, I don't think. That was 119 ball speed, spinning at 4,400. Right, I'm going to hit one more. That was a better strike and direction there. Carrying at 177. Ball speed 123, spinning at 5,400. Feels very different that. I'm not a lover of that. My first instincts, I'm not a lover of it. I could tell by the weight, it just feels like there's too much weight here. And it took me like the fifth shot before I actually got one with the club face squared up. I just really struggled to feel where that head is through on the downswing and the impact really there, because there's just a bit too much weight in that handle for me personally. Okay, let's delve in and have a look at some numbers in more detail. Okay, so we've got the Tour 120 and then the C-Taper at the bottom here. So club head speed pretty much identical. Smidge slower the C-Taper. Big drop off on ball speed here. So you can see nearly a good 3 mile an hour slower there, which, you know, the first strike was an awful. Second one, there's an odd one in there. So that's really come from strike here, which I've just sort of moved around. Didn't get consistent there with that strike at all. Looking at launch angle here at 19 degrees. Against 18.5. Spin numbers quite similar there, you know, 100 sort of revs lower, if that. Peaking out at the same distance, same height there, 35 yards. C-Taper Tour 177 carry, 173 with the C-Taper light. So just going back to our first sort of reason why we're doing the test, you know, one's promoting a mid to high, which is the Tour 120. The low to mid height on the trajectory is the C-Taper. Now, we're not seeing that. Okay, I've actually launched it higher with a C-Taper. Okay, the spin is 40 revolutions per minute. Per minute lower, should I say? Nothing in it really there. Peaking out at exactly the same height, descending at exactly the same height, and just coming up a little bit shorter on actual carry there. So I'm not seeing that difference between the two of what it's sort of suggesting on the specs on the Mizuno website. Now, that's generally what a lot of golfers will go for. They'll look at the specs. Oh, this is a mid to low trajectory. Yeah, that suits me. I quite like that. But I think what you notice massively there, and probably from my feedback, is the feel of it. The feel of it just felt unbelievable. I can't describe to you how different the feel of that shaft made. Exactly the same weight, but just felt the weight was in a completely different area of the golf club. And that affected my strikes. Now, my strikes has then affected the numbers. Okay, so I've dropped off ball speed. Okay, the first few I missed, let's look, 16, 23, 20 yards right of target. Such a right weak shot. And as we know, right and weak with less ball speed, should I say, is going to generally open club face. You deliver more dynamic loft, higher launch angle. So that's what's giving the launch angle on average higher than the Tour, KBS Tour there. So my strike, my performance, through my personal feel between the two shafts, has changed these numbers more than what the shaft is actually trying to do. Okay, maybe over a longer period of testing. Okay, and I got a bit more of a feel for this C-Taper. I started to, get to grips with it in a way. Those numbers might start to change a little bit in the other direction, possibly. Who knows? That's down to maybe me to test over a longer period of time. But initially, and this is probably what you're going to find during a fitting session, okay, you're not going to hit 100 shots with a C-Taper, 100 shots with a Tour, because you just physically can't. So you're going to get these little blocks of shots as you're going through a fitting process. And to me, that just stood out. As soon as I picked it up, I thought this isn't balanced correctly. And you can see the strikes just weren't there, the club face limits weren't there, and that has affected the numbers. It hasn't given me the difference there that I maybe should have expected. Okay, interesting numbers there between the two shafts here. I was sort of expecting something a little bit different than that, but maybe, again, it always comes back to what I'm going to say here. As with most videos I've done, it comes back to feel. Okay, that massively overrided anything there is that feel of that golf shaft. Again, I just can't tell you how different that felt. There's a real shock there when I picked that up. And that's definitely affected my performance there. I picked it up, I wasn't keen on it to start with, and that's put me in a bit of a back foot position here. And then because of there, I just didn't strike it. When I did strike it, I couldn't control where the face was. I just didn't really feel where that head was through the swing, because all the weight felt under that handle. Now, I get all sorts of people coming through the shop here, what I will class them as shaftoids. Okay, they do a lot of research on these shafts online. This does this does that. Oh, he plays that shaft, he plays this shaft. That must be good. That must be rubbish. The list goes on. Look through all the shaft options there. You can obviously see on the custom shaft wall here, we've got a lot of options here. Yes, some shafts do help. Okay, but feel is a massive part of it. You can't choose a golf club or a golf shaft by looking online. You just simply can't do it. And if you do, it's a massive, massive gamble. Okay, and it can be an expensive gamble. I think you've got to come in, get fitted, get testing, and just hit the shaft. If you're not quite sure through a fitting session, just maybe take it out another day, hit it again, come back to a fitting session. You've got to get this right. But I think as soon as in a fitting session, somebody with a fitting cart, like for instance the Mizuno DNA or other carts out there, as soon as you start swapping shafts over, you'll start to feel a difference between the weight, how it's distributed, how it feels at impact. And obviously the fitter can capture data on the launch monitor there to see which is performing the best. Okay, using HMT, I'm tracking strike here, and strike is a big thing. And what I find a lot of golfers do is they pick up a golf club, exactly what's happened to me there. I picked up that C-Taper, it didn't feel right in my hands. I didn't get the strike anywhere near as consistent as the Tour. Simple as that. Okay, and because I struck that better, my numbers were a lot tighter. they're more consistent, my grouping was a lot tighter, and that's going to give me confidence, and that's going to boost my performance hopefully to the next level. So interesting video there, and I think if you guys wanted me to do that video, 2 shafts there that you might think, oh, that looks, you know, C-Taper. I do get a lot of guys saying, well, I like the look of that, you know, I want that in my golf because it looks nice. Yeah, it's all right, looks is great, but feel is the key here, is absolutely the key. So do go out and test it. Right guys, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that video. It's an interesting one, that. I have got a few other shaft comparisons there. I may try and do a few more in the future. So if you do want me to try and do a comparison of shafts there, obviously if I've got them on my cart so I can do them, do drop a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. Please like the video. If you do like it, and you maybe got some friends or these shaftoid friends out there, if you know somebody who's one of those, you know, share this video with them. You know, post it on social media, get them to have a little look at it. It'd be interesting. Link up there for subscribing if you can do, please. That would be much appreciated, and hopefully we'll see you all very soon.